started, you don't want to go, you are in trouble. We can't continue that way. And I want to warn my ladies, never wash your vagina with soap. Are you with me? In case the Omo, the toilet soap, no. Or you put powder inside. It's not correct. But what we are saying, shave your area because of STIs and whatnot. It's not all STIs. You are in school and you are drying your panties. When you take your panties, upon of abusing terramycin, that other capsule, you can get it in you. That's about why. And so when you go and go to treat, because you must dry your pants very, very well or you iron it. We are giving you treatment. One is an insertion, one is to swallow. Are you getting me? The thing is in your pants. You are taking the drug and you are wearing the value already. Get a better value. Don't choose useless things. As your breakfast, lunch, and supper, and snacks, and become a doctor. Yes, that will be 4 o'clock. Beyond 4 o'clock, you start thinking what has gone wrong. And dating doesn't mean going out for sex. You want to have lifetime experiences here and there. When you hear, this is my boyfriend, my girlfriend, all that you are thinking is what? Sex. Planning for the future versus living on today's world. They are looking for today's world. Good. Next one. What is it that comes to your mind? Yes? Yeah.
Simply way of.
Yes? They are not living in a vehicle. All right. So we have our life.
A lot of things today. How to abstain from sex, how to control my sex drive, how to say no to sex and certain things. Because nowadays the youth, the way we are, we see sex to be like a pleasure, something like that. And normally we go in for money, just for the person to have sex with us and get money from that person. And it's not good. Letting your father's size or your brothers or your uncle's size date you, have sex with you and give you money, it's not good. And what we want to do is to abstain from sex, and it will be good for us, the youth. Okay, my name is Abigail Anochua from Tamale Girls International Senior High.
Obviously, I've enjoyed almost half of it because I've enjoyed teenage pregnancy, the abstinence, HIV/AIDS, and the STDs, and how to cure and stay from it. Of course, we need.
Why?
Because sex causes a lot of problems, like the virus, the diseases, and then the infections. And that's the need for us to abstain from it. Al-Hassan Nimatu.
As students, our aim is to study, become future leaders. So if we develop ourselves in sex, we cannot cope with it. So they say that we'll be having a divided mind, that if you have sex, if you want to have sex at the same time, reading your books, it will not help you. So because of that, abstaining from sex is the best way, because you are preventing yourself, and so that you become healthy to work for future.
And what is happening, as children begin to grow, we need to give them health education. In fact, we have to communicate with them in the home. In the past, older women used to talk to the younger girls, and the older men used to talk to the young boys, to the level that even when there were things like some of the farm processes of corn and whatnot, they begin to tell stories and other folk tales, and all this had the tendency to inform the children directly or indirectly the type of life they are supposed to be, the responsibility component for now and for tomorrow. Because if you are a young person and you don't live a responsible life vis-a-vis the treatment that you are going to give to your father, your mother, your elderly siblings, and the younger siblings, then it is not very, if you do it well, then the tendency is that you are most likely to do it well for your own children, to live a life that is not correct. The child thinks that what you are doing is correct because he is looking on you to behave the way he should do. So this type of thing is very bad, because some of our people, they stay on with our wife, with our husband, they have sex in some way that are inappropriate, they begin to marry and divorce again in frequent times. And that becomes a problem. So people think that, well, that is a right thing, but that's not correct. And then we cut our coat bigger than the sizes that we can actually use. Everybody in the family, we used to have those who are rich, those who are this, those who are that. But let your organ take its natural course of development, and don't interfere with your organ unduly by putting acidic substances like the lemon to make the place tight. The more you attempt to make it tight, the more you destroy some particular organisms around the area, the more you need to, if you have to apply something like the powder inside the vagina, you apply the lavender inside the vagina, and any other soaps, you are washing it and you put omo, you put what do I call it, the laxes and all those sort of things, and put inside there. We are saying that these are not the usual thing that we want. We want you to use ordinary clean water and clean the area fine, because that area alone has its own cleansing mechanism vis-a-vis the secretions that are being done there. And those secretions do not occur in a vacuum. They occur because of the normal body flora that are found in the commensal that are there and are natural to that place, and facilitate the process of actually what? Moistening the whole area and then coming out. See, the advocacy is there because even older generations used to put some substances to tighten their vaginal openings because they felt that it had become laxed. And for that matter, men will not like that because they believe that men want tighter organs in sexual intercourse, whereby friction is there. But we are telling them that as you begin to grow, nature takes its own course, and whatever the situation is, leave it at that. And so many people were not also aware that they have what we call the normal organisms within the very private part at various levels that are not harmful at that particular place where they are found, but they are rather very useful. When you begin to put these stronger detergents inside there, the soaps, the lavenders, the powders and whatnot, the most likely thing is that they are going to be dangerous to the normal organisms living in there, and they begin to die. The more they die, the more their protective mechanism is also what? Lost. And for that matter, you have a problem with the person in there. And you know, when you have a problem around the vaginal opening, for example, it is most likely that it can go on ascending infection. If it is a form of infection, to go ahead. That is why cancer of the what? The cervix invariably involves cancer of the uterus and vice versa because of the closeness. Because you know the cervix is found between the vagina and then the what? The uterus. And so family life education should be made examinable. I know it is part of the social studies, but we would have wished that there is a section for family life education at the lower level, and then we can have population and family life education at the higher level and those things. Because the children will be more exposed to the issues. Any subject that is being taught that they think is not examinable, they don't take it serious. And so we want it to be examinable so that they study it effectively in the schools. Because, why are we saying that? There are two forms of socialization. primary socialization, that is done in the home by the father, the mother, and significant others. Secondary socialization and education, that is done outside the school, the house, from the church right down to the other community level, and then the school. So let's assume that the home is not doing it well because some parents are not even staying in contact with their children. But within the school, because you are confined to the classroom teaching learning encounter, it is most likely that some of these things will be mentioned. A curious child is most likely to come and ask the parents or to ask some other knowledgeable and skillful person to explain some of these things to them. But where the person does not hear anything, he doesn't know anything about it, he doesn't take it serious despite some slight exposure, that may not work. So I would have wished that these things are made examinable independent of the social setting and give it a special treatment.